What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make tech house bassline drops a little bit easier, more efficient, work smarter, not harder. And the way we're going to do this, guys, is with this rhythm toolset I've made, which essentially is just a bunch of MIDIs with very popular tech house rhythms that you tend to hear come up a lot. You know, when you hear tech house, a lot of you guys don't pay attention to the bassline rhythm, but more of the melody. But if you pay attention to the rhythm, you'll start to realize that a lot of them are very similar. So what I've done is I've made 40 rhythms, which are similar ones, which different variations that you tend to hear in music, so that you guys can use them and feed off them, because it's always better to start an idea with something rather than nothing. With that being said, I'll put the link for this download down in the description, guys, and if you want to support my channel, you can head over to evilsounds.com as always. Now, here we have one which is going to be bass rhythm 15. I have labeled them as sustain and punch, which means that you want to go for a punchy bass line, obviously, for some of these where it's playing really fast, like okay, from here you can start to make your melody, and a lot of times it's just about keeping it simple. What I recommend you guys do is, first off, you find a melody you like just play on the keyboard. Let's say I like that one, right? So I can maybe start with that. I know, okay, A, F, and A sharp, which is up a semi. So, do. All right, so maybe we'll keep. Here we can do maybe. There we go, and then we're just gonna have that there. So that's the idea I made really fast. Okay, from there, let's just cancel that and we'll just copy and paste. So what I'm going to do here is maybe elongate this one a little bit more, just because I do want it to hit there, kind of like more sustain. And also maybe this one. From there, I'm going to put a 16 swing, which are my favorite ones. Now, when I commit that, you can see what's going on. Some of the notes have been elongated or shortened, as well as a bit of shift has happened too. So one of the ones you can see is this one here got elongated, it got moved to the right a little bit. You can see this one did as well. But this one got shortened and shifted to the right. Now, it's very important you do that, just because it's going to make it feel a little bit more rhythmic, okay? It doesn't sound so robotic. I haven't added swing to these because I want you guys to do that after you're done creating your idea. From there, the next important thing is going to be decay and sustain values. Now, if I have a lot of sustain, you can see that the vibe completely changes on me. Now, if I lower down the sustain and low decay, you can see that it makes no fucking sense because the power is lost. However, utilizing a bit, maybe higher decay, that gives a different vibe, because you can hear the last note kind of go down in volume, and the decay is going to decide how long it takes. So a longer decay. You can also get more of a punch with a sustain at around 50 or at halfway mark there, and then have super low decay. So again, very important that you mess around with decay and sustain times. This is something a lot of people, they'll just use a patch and go like, okay, that's it. But they don't play around with decay and sustain values that much. Again, sustain is going to be the volume when the note is held down, what volume it's at, and decay is going to determine after you reach max amplitude how long it takes to get down to that volume. So if I have a long decay, it's going down, 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 going to sustain. 2 seconds pass, and now I'm at my sustain. And now sustain, I control that there. So it's very important that you understand that concept there as you utilize these. Again, you can also see this tutorial as how to make your patches more like fit your bassline and whatnot, but you get the idea there with that one. Now, we can go with more like a sustain one now, which this one says sustain, but it's also a very punchy one. All right, so that one's pretty cool. We can do something with it. Okay, so that rhythm's already making me kind of want to groove. But it's time to give it a bit of melody. Now, the next thing that's important, guys, is that if you're higher up in the octave, you're going to get a bass line that's more sub. It's also going to sound a little bit happier. It gets the bros coming, and the lower ones, like I said, will get Shaniqua coming on to twerk and stuff. So lower keys usually give you dirtier bass lines. It also depends a lot on the patch. A lot of the patches I make for, like, let's say Deceiver, I always put this saw up an octave on it just because a lot of times when you hit low, sometimes the low notes won't come through the system. You won't be able to hear them because it's so low. So adding like a layer on top of us, let's say a square, allows the mid lows to come out more. But if you're utilizing a square, you also get a very dirty vibe with mid lows. Now, if I utilize a sine, it's going to disappear. So it's very important that you guys understand that concept. All right, so from there, again, we're just going to do the same. Do. Again, find a melody. So I know that do. Okay, so do. And then here, the all right, there we go. And then now we have that. I think it repeats. I don't want no variation. Again, we're going to add our swing to it. Commit. Now notice how we get a few velocity values down here. If you want to make your bass be a little bit velocity sensitive, you can. It's going to add more groove to it as well. And we can grab this note here, or sorry, this velocity, and apply it to stuff you would want. For instance, you can make the cutoff go high. You can make the volume be sensitive. So you kind of get the idea of the stuff we can do with that. So it's very cool there. Now, let's go with a sustain one now. So some of these are going to have like that. And this one, you're definitely going to want your sustain. From there, this one has a lot of slides to it. So this is where Portamento comes into play, because if I have a low Portamento here and always off, we get that. But with a high Portamento, we get something more that's like, so Portamento is very important when you're doing this stuff, because if you want to create like a boom, 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 then you go higher, and lower will give you more of like, okay, you still get the slide, but you still hear the melody that you're going for. So you're hearing the note slide to the next note, and you're hearing the completion of it. But if you have a high Portamento, you're hearing it just pitch up and pitch down, but you're never hearing the end. So it always sounds like boom, 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 instead of do 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 do. So that's very important for you to understand. When you have always on, it's always adding a Portamento no matter if you slide or not. So again, you can do that with more of the punchier ones if you still want the legato. Yeah, so I like this melody already in there. But let's go. You can see that we never hit that G at all. So we can fix that. Okay, and there we go, and I like that one there. And again, you can do a lot with this, like different melodies to it. Maybe go to let's see, maybe like a, and then do some variations with it. Whoops, what am I doing there? We're just gonna pull that there. Doesn't sound as good as I thought, but you get the idea there with the Portamento and whatnot. And of course, just, you know, add the swing. Even with these ones, you're not going to hear it as much, but it's going to do it where the bass happens. Now, you can also always have one of these be up an octave if you, and that's going to add a bit of surprise, but also if you have high Portamento. So it's very important you get those values, guys. But anyways, this tool set is going to be up for download, guys. I hope that you guys enjoy it. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff in there. And again, pay attention to the rhythms depending on what you want to make. Something faster, go more puncher. Something groovier, get a sustain that moves around a lot and slides. But best of all, guys, I hope you guys have fun with it, and I'll catch you guys next time for another video. If you want to support my channel, the Decay Volume 2 was released a few weeks ago, which is the Tech House sound set, which I know a lot of you guys will get good use of it. But again, best way to support me, evilsounds.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.